Hello everyone, how's it going? So I have another rescue for you. And this one is a little bit of a departure from what I normally do on these. Most of the time I don't have any history on these things. I don't have any knowledge of what went on in their past. They come to me unknown. But this is a different case. This one is a 1983 Dodge D150 short wheelbase pickup truck. And if it looks familiar, like you've seen this before on this channel, you haven't. You haven't seen this truck. You've seen one that looked very similar to it, because in fact about 10 years or so ago I had one that was a twin of this, and sold that truck long ago. This was my brother's truck, my middle brother Shane, and so this was his truck. I bought it from him, and he owned this truck a long time. I think he bought it in 2006 and drove it quite a while. And we'll look at the tag on it. I'm not sure exactly when the tag went out last on it, but he ended up buying a car, and so he just kind of parked this one under the shed and let it stay inactive for the most part. I think he used it a little bit to do some just things around where he lives there. But let's see, the tag on it went out in October of 11, so it's about 13, close to about 12, 13 years almost. So I'm familiar with this truck. I've ridden it a few times. I've seen him driving it many times, and like I said, it was his main vehicle. But he just got, my brother is disabled, has been on a fixed income for quite a long time now, and so normally I'm kind of real picky and persnickety and critical about vehicles that get a little bit neglected, but in this case I think we're going to kind of be a little less that, because I know the circumstances, there just wasn't spare money to be had to keep this truck registered and insured and on the road. So it did sit undercover, so it preserved it. So I thought we would just look around this and see what it is and see what we have to work with. So first thing to notice, this truck's gotten beat up a little bit, unfortunately. It's something that ran into it up here. It's bent the bumper, bent the fender, and something whacked it right here. Whoopsie there, and hit it right here. I remember this truck being a little bit better condition body-wise. It's pushed the door, something's pushed the fender back into the door here, so I have to address that. It's gonna need it sounds like it's gonna need a hinge up here. It's kind of popping, doing some weird stuff. Might maybe do that fender. The tires are very old on it. The front ones are shot. I think those are original wheels on the front. He had a set of these chrome, whatever they call these kind of wheels on it, which look good. They still look nice, but he had bought those brand new, and a couple of them disappeared somewhere on the way. It's got a few hooties. This truck is not completely straight. It's got some repairs right here on the bottom of the cab, and I know it's been wrecked before. It's had the fender and the hood and the core support and this door replaced, because they're a different color. My brother was joking, saying that was probably a body in white. It's just being funny. Of course, that's not what it is. Originally, they had a step bumper on it that had the name of the selling dealer on that, like they used to do. They used to stamp those in there. The one on this one was Countywide Dodge in Dothan, in the great state of Alabama. And my brother wanted just a regular old chrome, that type of bumper, not a step bumper. So the other truck that we had, the one I had at that time, had that kind of bumper on it. So we did the old swap-a-roo on it. The bed is real nice in it. It's not rusted. It's not been beat up too bad. It's got a little wave in it right there. So overall, it's in decent condition. It does run. We did get it running. He didn't ever do a lot to it. He didn't have to do a lot to it. I know he put exhaust on it. It's got a neat exhaust on it. If we get under here and look, let's see. We're looking out here. It's got the new exhaust, and they ran them out. They ran them and kind of just tucked them out here at the bumper. Looks really good. I like what they did with that. The mufflers, I don't think either one of us were a big fan of these mufflers, because I think at the time he had them done, they told him these were turbo, might be Dynamax or turbo mufflers, but I can see right away those are not. Those are just plain old, just quiet back mufflers, like you just put on anything. And the other part is, get my camera under here, but this one, I have to go sideways here. The one on the inside got a huge kink in it. Like it backfired really badly. The frame's good on it. The under the body looks good. It's got a lot of mold from just sitting around where it's getting a little bit too damp. It's got a tie wrap to something here. I don't know what that's going to. Rockers over here kind of, yeah. Something's been going on with these rockers. So I'm not sure what happened there, but got some dough in them. Shouldn't be, not for a southern trip. Like I said, these tires are horrible. This is a Winston Classic, and it was a classic back. I think the date code is 95 on it. So I'm afraid to even stand next to it. These back here, I think these tires here were produced the third week of 08, so that jobs with what I remember of him putting them on. The windshield's good on it. Of course, the windshield wiper blades they're done. So I was probably gonna have to put bushings in the wiper linkage at some point, I'm sure. It's just a very basic truck here. It is just a custom, so it's got carpet in it. It's just like the other one on the interior, on the inside rather. It's just like the other one. It's a 4-speed. It's a 833 overdrive. The 3 pedals, I like that. It's got a decent seat on it. No headliner, never came in one. Just the sun visor. It's just very, very dirty. But that's okay, you know. I understand why. So, didn't even come with temperature or oil pressure gauges. Probably gonna have to change that. The original radio in it does have air conditioning. This time we are not sure if the clutch is failing in it or not. I drove it just a little bit yesterday briefly to get it up on the trailer, and it didn't seem like it was slipping, but we'll see. He felt like it's not going out, so we'll have to just see how that behaves. But this is an interesting story under here, and not only is this one a V8 instead of a slant 6, even though I think this truck, what these are Misers. They were both Misers, sold as those. It's just a package. I think it's just mainly, there's nothing that was coded anywhere on a build sheet, but just the way they equipped them. So it's just a very basic custom pickup truck. But there was speculation, strong speculation and suspicion that this engine, in fact I think somebody had said that this engine was a different engine, got swapped out at some point. But by all the evidence, this is the original engine, because this truck was produced April the 14th of 83, and this engine has a casting date of April the 1st of 83. And I know it's a truck engine because it's got truck manifolds on it. They're different than the car version. Here, it's even still got the locks on the manifold bolts under there, if you can see that. And people were saying that these were supposed to be black engines, but 83, all of them I've seen have been blue. So this is a blue engine, and it had an air pump on it. That's what these lines are for. Right through here, it's got some Thermactor stuff left still on it, but it also does not have a VIN derivative on the pad underneath it. So I'm confident that this is the original engine. It's not a car engine. So it runs good. It needs valve stem seals badly because you started. It's got a lot of it's got a lot of smoke at first, but the engine seems to be quiet. I was just gonna have to, we're gonna have to go through the hoses, probably put belts on it, the usual stuff. Put a thermostat in it, and that kind of thing. Probably gonna need to go through the carburetor. The carburetor's been replaced. My brother replaced it, but unfortunately it's the wrong carburetor because I was noticing that the charcoal canister over here is all chopped off. All the fittings are chopped off of it. It's supposed to have lines going to it, and they're not there. And that carburetor does not have a provision for a bowl vent, and so well, yeah, it has been, but something's up with this air conditioning because you're looking around, and my brother tipped me off that he had done some kind of sketchy stuff with his wire nuts. Something burned up back here, but what I don't like at all though is that both the low pressure cutoff and the cycling switch have been bypassed, and that's, you're not supposed to do that. Not supposed to do that. Anyway, everything's just kind of deteriorating here. There's the remains of the intake duct and that kind of thing there. So radiator is good. I mean, it probably would work, and I think my brother was driving it with this radiator in here, but I remember him saying it had to be repaired, and it sure has, because it's got a big old repair spot on the tank right there. Give it a rest, dude, really? Every time I get out here and make a video, some of these fools are out here, bang, 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 bang. You waiting for the war to start? So something's been into it right there, pretty bad. Something's been into it over there. And the interesting thing about this is I got kind of perplexed here for a minute until I realized what was going on, because the center fender, of course it's brown, matches the truck, but it says this vehicle conforms to EPA regulations applicable to 1984 model year new vehicle. Now, wait a minute, that's supposed to be an 83, so I ran the VIN number, and sure enough it is an 83. So this has been changed, and all this up here has been changed. So that radiator, the part number on the radiator is for an 84. So anyway, it looks not half bad, but it's just, it's what it is. But overall though, the truck, it's a good solid truck. So I think I have a good time kind of bringing this thing back to life and getting it back on the road. I'm not going to do anything extravagant with it. Just going to put some wheels and just do the maintenance on it, the mechanical repairs, and do the maintenance on it, and get some wheels and tires on it. And then we'll take it from there. We'll see if it needs a clutch and all that. So sorry for all the noise going on back here. These birds, some of you may or may not know that I operate a tree swallow colony the first part of the summer. So this is ground zero for tree swallows. So they're making a lot of their noises, and the wind always blows up here in my part of the country incessantly. The only time it does not blow is when I would like for it to blow. It's really hot, it won't. All right, well, thank you for watching, and we'll do some videos on this. I'm going to try to be more diligent about doing videoing on this thing. I think this thing, a lot of people will be interested to see the progress on this. So anyway, thank you for tuning in on this one, and I will catch you up soon. See ya.